This recording contains notes on the Cantonese language and culture, which will supplement the material in the 30 units of Pimsleur's Cantonese 1. You will also find these notes printed in the accompanying course booklet. The Cantonese language. Although Mandarin Chinese is the state language of China, used by the government and in the schools, there is no one Chinese language. Due to the size of China and the ethnic diversity of its population, hundreds of dialects are spoken in different areas. These are the languages used for day-to-day communication between friends, family, and neighbors. Of these, Cantonese is one of the most widely spoken, both in China and in Chinese communities around the world. Cantonese is a member of the group of dialects of the Sino-Tibetan language family, originating in southern China. It was first spoken in the province of
Guangdong,
northwest of Vietnam, along the coastline of the Yellow Sea. The city of
Guangzhou,
capital of
Guangdong,
called Canton by the British, is historically the home of Cantonese. The island territory of Hong Kong, a British colony until 1997, lies just offshore, not far from
Guangzhou.
It is therefore not surprising that even in the commercial center that is modern Hong Kong, the Chinese spoken by the overwhelming majority is Cantonese, called
Guangdonghua,
or dialect of Guangdong. Due to Hong Kong's importance as a financial and commercial center, Cantonese has gained importance as a language of trade, although most business on the island is conducted in English. Cantonese is also the dialect spoken by the majority of Chinese expatriates, especially in such places as Vietnam, Singapore, and Macau, as well as in the United States. The proximity of the cities of
Guangzhou,
and Hong Kong has meant that the Cantonese language spoken in each is basically the same in structure. The ethnic Chinese population in Hong Kong originates mostly from the neighboring
Guangdong,
province, and so it is not surprising that the dialect used in Hong Kong has its roots in
Guangzhou,
Cantonese. The Cantonese spoken in Hong Kong and
Guangzhou,
are mutually understandable, although small differences do exist. Due to differing history and influence, there are now some minor differences between the Cantonese spoken in Hong Kong and
Guangzhou,
Cantonese. There are some, although not many, differences in pronunciation. The term yesterday, for example, is pronounced
琴日,
in Hong Kong, beginning with a k sound. However, a speaker from
Guangzhou,
is more likely to say
尋日.
For the most part, differences in pronunciation are minor, and speakers from the two areas have no difficulty understanding each other. It is the Hong Kong dialect that is taught and practiced in this course. The main difference between the two dialects of Cantonese lies in the languages which have influenced each dialect. The Cantonese spoken in
Guangzhou,
has been more directly affected by the Mandarin Chinese taught in schools and used by the government. The cosmopolitan nature of the city of Hong Kong, a British colony for nearly 100 years, has had a significant effect on the Cantonese spoken in that city. Hong Kong Cantonese has borrowed many words from other languages, but the loanwords are primarily from English. The Chinese government has historically discouraged the use of Cantonese, as it has other dialects of Chinese, requiring that schools teach only Mandarin Chinese, the official state language, which is used in Beijing, the Chinese capital. However, even in mainland China, some 70 million speakers use Cantonese at home and among friends and neighbors. Overseas, there are several million more speakers of Cantonese. The English name Cantonese comes from Canton, the old Western name used to refer to both the province of
Guangdong,
and its capital city,
Guangzhou.
In Cantonese, however, the language is known as
Guangdonghua,
or Guangdong dialect. Some speakers may also refer to it as
Guangzhouhua,
but this is less common in the modern era, especially in Hong Kong. These names use the word
hua,
or dialect. Despite the many differences in vocabulary and grammatical structure, Cantonese speakers see their language as a part of the Chinese family of languages. This is in contrast to the name of the English language,
英文
or language of England, with the
文
ending meaning language. However, to refer to Mandarin Chinese, the word used for language is
語
in Cantonese, Mandarin Chinese is known as
國語
national language. The difference between the two words for language used to say English and Mandarin Chinese is that the
文
ending is used to refer to spoken and written language, while
語
only refers to a spoken language. This reflects the fact that Mandarin was originally no more than one of many spoken Chinese languages and dialects. However, as it is the only Chinese language which can be entirely represented using the standard characters, and is it spoken in Beijing, the Chinese capital, it was recognized as the official language in the 1950s. Cantonese, on the other hand, is different enough from Mandarin that not all Cantonese words and particles can be represented using these standard characters. Several Cantonese characters are sometimes added to fill this need, but for the most part, Cantonese does not appear as a separate written language. A simplified Cantonese is sometimes represented in characters, but usually only in comic strips or on some storefront signs. About drinking. In this course, you have used the word
酒
when asking for wine. Literally, however, this word means alcohol, and it's used as a general way to refer to all alcoholic drinks, including beer and spirits. Therefore, to specify a certain type of alcoholic drink in Cantonese, you must either refer to it by name or add some sort of description.
我想飲一啲酒
Simply means, I want to have a drink. To specify wine, you must ask either for grape alcohol
葡萄酒
or for rice alcohol.
米酒
The word you used for beer
啤酒
literally means barley alcohol. There are many idioms associated with the phrase,
飲酒
most having to do with the observance of some holiday or milestone in a person's life, such as a wedding, birthday, or the birth of a child. For example,
我今晚去飲
literally means, I'm going to have a drink tonight, but it can imply, I am going to attend a reception or banquet or some other function tonight. While this phrase is usually used to describe a wedding banquet, it can also refer to other occasions. However, the question,
你幾時請飲啊
when will you invite people to drink, always refers to a celebration given for a newly married couple. It's like asking, when are you going to hold your wedding reception? That is, getting married. Here are some other uses of the word
酒酒家
tavern,
酒樓
restaurant, or literally alcohol building,
酒店
hotel,
酒鋪
liquor store. Chinese names. As in many other Asian cultures, in China, the society or group is valued more highly than the individual. Your importance is measured by your value to the group, rather than by those qualities which distinguish you from others. This can be seen in the way a person is named in Cantonese. The most important element of the person's name is thought to be the family of which he or she is a member, and so the family name is spoken first. The given name, which sets the person apart even from the others with the same family name, is the final element. Take, for example, the name
陳先紅陳
is the family name and
先紅
the given name. The given name, or first name, is represented by either one or two one-syllable characters. A child's given name is usually chosen very carefully to represent the parents' hopes for and expectations of the child. Cantonese children are not usually given the name of a relative. Westerners are usually referred to by a phonetic representation of their names, and a few Western names have been adopted by some Hong Kong parents. Among these are the names David,
大衛、
Mary,
瑪麗、
and Charlie.
查理、
The actor Charlie Chaplin, popular in Hong Kong, is known as
查理卓別靈。
Chinese people with a Western name will often have a traditional Chinese one also. There are actually over 1,000 Chinese family names in use, but only a few dozen are very common. Children usually take their father's last names. Occasionally, the mother's last name may also be used. Most last names are written using single characters. There are a few two-character last names in use. Among these,
司徒、
and
歐陽、
are two of the most common. Given names are usually made up of one character on the mainland and two in Hong Kong. Dim sum and tea houses. Many Americans are familiar with the term.
點心、
This literally means tease your heart, and in China it is used to refer to small pastries and other finger foods served with tea. In earlier days, dim sum was eaten as a breakfast or light brunch in the morning. Now, however, it is served in tea houses until 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. This custom is observed all over China, not only in areas where Cantonese is spoken. The term dim sum is the same in both Cantonese and Mandarin Chinese. However, in Mandarin, this refers only to appetizers, while the Cantonese sometimes make a light meal of dim sum. Chinese people will often have their
點心、
in a tea house. This is a small establishment which combines the functions of a cafe and a restaurant. The tea house is often used as a neighborhood reference point, a place where receptions or banquets are held, or where one might conduct an informal meeting with business partners or friends. Rice and meals. In this course, you have used the phrase
食晚飯、
with the meaning eat supper.
飯、
Literally means cooked rice, but in modern Cantonese, this word has come to mean meal. In the traditionally agricultural society of southern China, and especially in the areas where Cantonese is spoken, rice has long been a staple. Even now, rice makes up roughly 1/3 of the local diet. The importance of rice is reflected in some Cantonese idioms. In colloquial speech, the term rice bowl
飯碗、
refers to a person's occupation, that is, the source of the money needed to put rice in the bowl. Likewise, the term iron rice bowl
鐵飯碗、
is used to refer to secure employment, or a position which provides a reliable source of income. However, the term
飯桶、
rice barrel is used in a derogatory sense to refer to a person who consumes excessively without giving back to the family or community through his or her work. The Chinese Zodiac. The Chinese have a system of astrology dating back thousands of years. The Chinese zodiac differs from the Western in that each sign represents an entire year rather than 1 month. According to traditional Chinese legend, ages ago, Buddha summoned all of the animals. He honored those who came by naming a year for them. Each animal, in turn, then gave its characteristics to people born in its year. The 12-year cycle runs as follows. Year of the rat,
鼠、
year of the ox,
牛、
year of the tiger,
虎、
year of the rabbit,
兔、
year of the dragon,
龍、
year of the snake,
蛇、
year of the horse,
馬、
year of the ram,
羊、
year of the monkey,
猴、
year of the rooster,
雞、
year of the dog,
狗、
year of the pig.
豬。
Here is the list of qualities traditionally associated with each animal symbol. The cycle begins with the year of the rat. Anyone born during the year of the rat is expected to be honest and generous, possessing both great ambition and remarkable self-control. Recent years of the rat have been 1936, 1948, 1960, 1972, 1984, and 1996. The next one will be in 2008. The year of the ox follows. Someone born during an ox year is both intelligent and perceptive, patient with others, but scornful of failure. A person born in the year of the tiger is traditionally expected to be aggressive and short-tempered, albeit courageous and considerate of others. If a person is born in the year of the rabbit, it is believed that he or she will be affectionate and skillful, successful in the business world despite being shy. A person born in the year of the dragon is expected to be both stubborn and empathetic, and to possess a great deal of energy. Someone born in the year of the snake is wise and beautiful, yet possibly vain and possessed of a quick temper. If you were born in the year of the horse, you will be attractive, amiable, and well-liked by others. Someone born in the year of the ram will be gracious and creative, but be relatively uncomfortable in a leadership role. A person born in the year of the monkey is clever to the point of genius, with a gift for detail. A rooster is a self-directed, hard-working loner who prefers to choose his or her own agenda. Someone born in the year of the dog is loyal and honest, although demanding of those around him or her. A person born in the year of the pig is expected to be noble and well-mannered, with great integrity and a few close friends. Hospitality. During your travels abroad, you may find yourself invited to dinner in a Chinese home. Here are some customs which relate to hospitality and correct behavior as a dinner guest. As in the West, it's considered rude to begin eating immediately when served. Rather, you should wait until everyone has been seated and all of the dishes have been served. Once this has been done, it's customary for the host or hostess to say, "Eat rice."
食飯
This is similar to such American expressions as dig in or enjoy your meal. After the host or hostess has greeted the guests in this way, they in turn may address one another using the same phrase.
食飯
Having been said all around, everyone begins to eat. At a more formal dinner party, you may hear the host and hostess greet the guests with the longer, more polite phrase,
各位起筷
which means, "Ladies and gentlemen, please raise your chopsticks." At this kind of occasion, a toast is frequently offered before the food is served. The person offering the toast could say,
飲杯
or literally, drink a cup. Another common toast is,
祝你健康
meaning, I wish you health. When serving yourself during dinner, you will need to remember to serve yourself only those portions nearest you at the edge of the plate. It's considered rude to stir the food in any dish. If you have finished while others are still eating, you should say,
慢慢食
slowly, slowly eat, meaning take your time, enjoy your dinner. After this, you may leave the table. When you are leaving the home of your host and hostess, they may say to you,
慢慢行
This literally means slowly, slowly walk. And in this situation, it's like saying, safe trip home. Chinese festivals. Until the fall of the Chinese Empire in 1911, the Chinese measured the passage of days, months, and years using a lunar calendar. Developed thousands of years ago, this calendar used the different phases of the moon as a reference point. The lunar calendar is also called agriculture calendar, which is based on the seasons, telling peasants when to spread the seeds of certain crops, when to get in the harvests, etc. Although modern Chinese now follow the commonly accepted Western calendar, the older lunar system is still in use as a means of determining the dates of traditional holidays. Of these, perhaps best known in the West is the traditional New Year's celebration, which is the most important annual festival in Cantonese life. Due to the differences between the Chinese and Western calendars, the Chinese New Year usually occurs somewhere between January 21st and February 19th. Despite the date, this holiday is known in Cantonese as the Spring Festival,
春節
as it's thought to be the day when the weather begins to change. However, when it is celebrated, it is often the coldest time of the year. When celebrating the Chinese New Year, Cantonese people will often exchange traditional greetings. These vary, but all express the wish that the person with whom you are speaking will have good luck in the new year. For example, when greeting an older person, you might say,
恭喜你長命百歲
This literally means, I wish that you may live 100 years. Similarly, you could greet a child by saying,
恭喜你快高長大
or I wish that you may grow fast and tall. To a young couple, you could say,
恭喜你哋密運成功
Saying this, you are wishing them good fortune and a happy marriage. Other common greetings, applicable to anyone, are
恭喜發財
May you receive a fortune, and
萬事如意
10,000 things will turn out according to your wishes. The purpose of these greetings is to establish an atmosphere of good luck as the year begins. Conversely, anything associated with bad luck is avoided in conversation at all costs. During the holiday, the Chinese refrain from discussing death,
死
illness,
病
or loss.
書
You should never give someone a book as a New Year's gift because book
書
has the same sound as the word loss, or to lose. Similarly, a clock is an inappropriate gift because the phrase give clock
送鐘
sounds very similar to the words meaning attend someone's funeral. The Chinese will even try to avoid expressing disappointment or displeasure of any kind during this holiday. If, for example, you inadvertently break something, say a vase or a mirror, you should say, that's good.
好嘅
Another important festival
清明
is celebrated around April 5th. This day commemorates one's ancestors and usually includes paying respects to the dead in the family's graveyard. As it is in the middle of the spring, it also provides an opportunity for a walk or picnic with the whole family. The festival of
端午
is celebrated between late May and early June. The legend connected with this day has to do with the great ancient poet.
屈原
As the legend has it, the poet threw himself into the
汨羅江
Miluo River. And so on this day, people throw rice dumplings or
粽
into a river to distract the fish from the poet's body. In modern days, the celebration may also include dragon boat races. Mid-Autumn Day
中秋
is the second most important holiday in the Chinese year. Despite the name Mid-Autumn, it is celebrated in August, during that month's full moon. In Chinese culture, the full moon symbolizes completeness, perfection, reunion. On this day, people eat round moon cakes
月餅
and fruits with a round shape, such as watermelons, oranges, and grapefruit. Traditionally, a person will exchange mooncakes with his or her friends, as well as other gifts. The gift of a mooncake has a ritual significance to the Chinese, which is somewhat equivalent to Christmas gifts in the West, the Chinese calendar. In China, people use both the traditional lunar calendar and the Western solar calendar. The adoption of the solar calendar can be dated back less than 100 years after the fall of the Chinese Empire. The lunar year consists of 12 months, or
月
the word
月
can mean both moon and month. Each moon has 29 or 30 days. The months are named using ordinal numbers, and the word
月
is used as a suffix. For example, January is called
一月
or literally one moon. In order to differentiate between the name January and the period 1 month adds the measure word.
個
When saying 1 month, you literally say, one piece of the moon. February is called
2月
or weeks. The word we've used,
星期
literally means star period and dates back only to the spread of Christianity. Similarly, the Cantonese refer to Monday as
禮拜一
This means one day after worship, or literally worship one. Tuesday is
禮拜二
Wednesday,
禮拜三
and so on. The exception to this pattern is Sunday, or worship day.
禮拜日
This name is very similar to Monday,
禮拜一
or worship one. The difference is that the word one used with Monday is pronounced with a high level tone, while the word day is pronounced with a low level tone. These names were obviously based upon religious belief, but they have been used so commonly for so long that there is no longer any religious significance attached to them. But they have been used so commonly for so long that there is no longer any religious significance attached to them. They are used by Christians and non-Christians alike in both Hong Kong and Guangzhou. Written Chinese. The Cantonese dialect does not have a written system of its own. All educated Chinese write in Mandarin, using the characters specific to that dialect. However, these are not phonetic representations of the sounds, but rather are pictographs, characters representing a drawing of an object, or ideographs, characters symbolizing ideas or an abstract notion. There are now two distinct versions of the Chinese writing system: the traditional characters and the modified or simplified characters. The simplification was achieved by a reduction in the number of strokes of commonly used characters. In the 1950s, the Chinese government introduced an official policy, enforced through the country, making the new simplified characters mandatory. The traditional system, however, has remained in use in Hong Kong and outside of China. When first exposed to written Chinese, you may naturally find yourself somewhat intimidated. Mastering written Chinese is indeed an extremely long and complex process, and even many native speakers are not familiar with every one of the thousands of Chinese characters. During the course of your travels in China, you may learn to recognize some commonly used Chinese characters. However, in this course, you are learning spoken Cantonese. While a familiarity with Chinese ideograms may be useful to a visitor, it is not necessary to be able to read Chinese in order to acquire the ability to speak.